Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmakers getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Here we go. Welcome, fellas, to the Balking Dead, of course, where there is no sleep for the wicked. And I tried to get me a couple whales last night, and they still wouldn't come by. They all tried to reschedule today. Well, Sharpie don't play that. So it's Tuesday, guys, and I got smacked in the mouth yesterday. And to be frank, it sucked, guys, but I wasn't pressing, and I'd make those same fucking bets again. So I got to trust the process, and I can't let yesterday affect how I cap today, as my boy Noli tells me quite often. And we all know Noli knows. So y'all know this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PubSports on your first deposit. They will match you up to $100, minimum of 25 with a one-time rollover. As you already know, guys, we have another sponsor, Dubby. Not Doobie, but Dubby. A clean energy powder with no come down to your day, guys. Simply by scanning that QR code on screen, you will get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code in the world, Pub Sports, that is. Shout out to the chat, guys. Appreciate you all for coming. And shout out to the best producer in the world, Big Show Picks. Y'all know the drill. Hit the like if you already haven't, and make sure you have them notification bells on. On this show, fellas, you already know we use FanDuel lines because they tend to come out first unless stated otherwise. We are now into 8+ games into the season, fellas, so we are no longer talking last year's stats. We are talking this year's split. So enough of the small talk. It's Tuesday. Y'all know Tuesdays have been great to us over the years. So let's just keep the train rolling. It ain't Taco Tuesday. It's Sharpie Tuesday. So, first pitcher on the board, guys. Dylan Cease at the Guardians in a back-to-back. Number 10 in the black book. This year, he's got a 24.1 K percentage and a 9.7 walk percentage. Opened him up last night, 6+ plus 124. He's now at a plus 106 right before the show. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas pitching outs under over are at 17.5. Your lineup for your Guardians are 6 lefties and 3 righties. His K per 9 this year 8.4 at home with a 12 K per 9 on the road. Granted, only 32 innings at home compared to 20 on the road. Lefties, he's K'ing out an 8.9, while righties a 10.7 K per 9. Now, guys, we got a back-to-back with both these pitchers in this game here. And to be honest, if they would have put both their numbers where they were at last week, I would have bet both these unders, guys. Now you want me to actually look at Dylan Cease? Okay, guys. Now, I know the Guardians are one of those teams you need a good reason to run a K prop first, and let alone on a back-to-back, as we already seen Cease on a back this year versus a team like the Guardians and the Rays that you need a good reason to run a K prop first. and he dropped from 5 in the first week to 3 in the second. Now, Cease had himself 3 strikeouts last week and went over 6 innings of work versus the team. And when I will look at an over, guys, it's when a guy goes on a back-to-back and doesn't punch him out the first time a bunch of times. More often than not, guys, we all know you punch a guy out 10 times the first time. It's kind of hard to punch out a team 10 times 5 days later, guys. Now, what we get in the Guardians is they're not going to change their approach, guys. After it worked last week, it's Cease who needs to change his approach. And call me crazy, guys, but I was actually like leaning to this over, and I'm glad I just leaned and let it damn go, guys. I can't be running K props on a back-to-back. Not for no good reason, even if that good reason is Mike Zunino, guys. They did put Zunino in the lineup, but he's down there at the bottom. Now, if they wanted to be dumb and put him at the 4 or 5 hole, but there was no need to daydream because we knew that wasn't going to happen. Now, I like to look at back-to-backs when there's 3 different bats or more in the lineup than it was last week, and that's what we get here, guys. We got 3 different at-bats. Zunino being one of them. Yeah, he's always good for 2+ strikeouts. But the problem here is Naylor and Ramirez, guys. They were not in the lineup last week. They have a 4 strikeouts combined in over 35 plate appearances versus this man, guys. So the only way I could look on Cease is under, but there's no way I could bet an under with Zunino in a lineup, even if he is at the end. Now, why I wanted Logan Allen's under right quick, just to touch on him, even though I didn't break him down today, because, and I still might put a little half unit on Logan Allen's under. I know the lineup came out. I just haven't compared him yet to the lineup where he faced, but Shane McClanahan faced this same damn team. Shane McClanahan got himself 7, 8 strikeouts. I forget the exact number the first time. Shane McClanahan didn't come close the second time is what I'm getting at, guys. When you strike out somebody that many times, granted, Logan Allen only had 5 last week, and that's not a lot, but versus a team like this, a good left-handed hitting team, seeing a guy for the 4th, 5th, 6th at bats, you could only look under, and was definitely leaning and looking at both of those boys' unders today. Now, who are we not looking at on the under? Come on, Chirpy, man. You ain't no under better. You suck at unders. Let's talk overs. Black Book number 50, Nathan Eovaldi at the Piratons, the Pirates. This year, he's got a 26.2 K percentage with an elite 4.3 walk percentage. Opening line is 7+ plus 124. They closed him out at a plus 120, so hasn't moved much. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas hits allowed under over are at 5.5. Lineup, 6 lefties, 3 righties for your Pirates this year. At home and on the road, he's got a 9K per 9. Doesn't really matter much. Lefties, he's got a 7.9K per 9. Well, righties, he's got a 10.3K per 9. Good old Nathan Eovaldi versus a Pittsburgh team by the numbers that are bad, other than their walk percentage at a nice 11.4%. But they're not hitting for the life of them. Bottom 5 in every category and striking out at a 26% clip. So far this year, guys, when Eovaldi's seen a team with a K percentage of 24 or worse, he's 3-0 to the over. 6.5, guys, and that's exactly what we got here. But we're getting plus money? Well, guys, let's look into it a little bit, guys. Eovaldi got 7 or more in every one of those matchups, but he's seen 6 righties or more in every one of those matchups, guys. So at the end of the day, we've got 6 lefties here, where over his career, he's only got a 7.8K per 9, and he's got a 7.9K per 9 matching it this year. So it matches his career, guys. So this guy, by the numbers, and even with their nice strikeout percentage, guys, is going to have to go deep into a game to hit these strikeouts versus a team like this. So does Nathan Eovaldi go deep into a game, guys? We've talked about it so much on this show, and he brought it up in spring training, and I love listening to guys' interviews, especially, after some rough outings. And at the time, he was having some rough outings, so I was digging in and listening to Eovaldi after a game. And he talked about it, guys, how he's not trying to strike people out. He's trying to go deep. That's what good pitchers do. And he's starting to become the ace of this staff, guys. And it's starting to come to fruition. If you look at over his last few games, this dude has been going deep. And I'm not talking about me going deep sea fishing like I'm probably going to go tonight, guys. So I'm on Nathan Eovaldi over 18.5 outs at plus, 18.5 outs at plus 105. Here and why, guys. The Pirates did put 6 left-handed bats out, and Evaldi has dominated that side of the plate in every freaking category but the strikeouts. On base percentage, batting average, slugging, all 100 points lower from that side of the plate. And to boot, guys, he's even been better on the road than at home, where he has a nice 1.8 ERA. So give me a guy who wants to go deep versus a team who stacked up lefties, please and thank you. Another game, guys, we about to touch in. If you haven't smashed the like already, it does help the algorithms go a long way. I've got 2 bets in this game, but before the 2 bets, bro, Guillermo, it's your damn freaking birthday, bro. What the? I've been on the phone with him this morning. He didn't even say shit to me. So I guess I got a bone to pick with you, Guillermo, but happy birthday. Here we go. Since it's Guillermo's birthday, happy birthday, Mr. President. All right, that's about as close you're gonna get to Marilyn Monroe, big dog. But let's talk us some Hugh Darvish, fellas. And number 23 in the black book at the Nationals, he has a 27.2 K percentage and an 8.2 walk percentage. Morning line was a 6+ -122, now at a -116 on FanDuel. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas hits allowed under over are at 5.5. Lineup is already out, and we've got 6 lefties and 3 right-handed bats. K per 9 this year. Home, he's got a 10.8 K per 9, while on the road, he's got an 8.5. Mind you, he does have 30 innings at home compared to 18 on the road, so not really much to put into these splits this year. But if you go throughout his career as a Padre, he has actually struck out more people at home than the road. Lefties, he's got a 10.7 K per 9 and an 8.9 K per 9 versus the right-handed side. He's always put down lefties at a better rate. And we've got 6 lefties here, guys. So why do we got a 5.5? Where he's been a 6.5 for the last 3 weeks, granted, going only 1 and 2 to the over. So I go look through, guys. He's only been a 5.5 3 times this year, and he's lost all 3 games to his K prop over. Now we look and we see, what do the Mets and the D-backs have in common with these Nationals? And he played the D-backs twice, and he played the Mets once, and those were his 5.5s this year. And bam, with percentage. Those are 3 of the top 4 teams in the league not striking out in the zone, guys. And we like to play Darvish versus teams who do strike out in the zone, a la high whiff percentages. So we look at past history versus team. And last year, Darvish faced these Nats twice on a back-to-back, going 6 innings with 9 strikeouts, then going 8.1 innings with 6. And he still got 6 on a back-to-back. Woof, when neither number said play his K prop either in those 2 spots, guys. So we look at the numbers today. They're not striking out, but they're also not walking at a disgusting 5.1%. Middle of the pack hitting numbers. And if we go through the last 15 days where their numbers come from, who have they seen? Well, out of all the pitchers that we would bet on, how about Yuri Perez, guys, who had 6 strikeouts and 5 innings on just 78 pitches? Yet, guys, they missed Alcantara that game series, guys. And in that same 15-day spans, guys, they played the Mets, but yet they missed Verlander and Senga. They played the D-backs. They missed Gallen. So what I'm getting at here, guys, is their numbers are just a tad bit fraudulent at the end of the day. These numbers do come versus weaker competition, but their whiff percentage comes through all year is what I will give them that, guys. So that is something we have to take into effect here. The one thing that the D-backs and Mets did not have that the Nats do is a chase percentage. Their chase percentage is top 6 in the league, and Darvish is not afraid to go to that splitter at that 2-strike count, guys, and he will get you to go fishing if you get these 2 strikes, and that's where the lean on his K prop, guys, is over, even though they put it at a 5.5, but I get it, guys. You want to put 6 lefties up versus a guy who dominates that side of the plate strikeout-wise, career-wise? And I get it, guys. They're not striking out in the zone. But this guy should be out there deep enough to hit these 6 strikeouts. No problemo, in my opinion. So, Sharpie, why aren't we on it? Well, guys, I don't like to double up. I like to take what I can see is the best bet. I've got to learn from my losses, guys. And going 1-1 ain't here to do it, guys. And, yeah, it's nice when you go 2-0 when you double up on 2 different bets. But I hate going 1-1, and 0-2 sucks even worse than that. So I've told myself I've got to buckle in and find the right spots, guys. And I believe I found the right spot with Darvish. and I'm taking his outs over 18.5 at plus 105, guys. And the black book told me I have to. Just like my black cat right now wants to knock down my camera. Get out of here. Oh my God, he almost did. Sorry about that, fellas. Raider's on a sick one right now. Raider, get out of here, bud. All right. So now we get to talk about it real quick, why we took the 18.5 outs. And like I said, the black book told me so. So no, Darvish I got at plus 125. My bad. I got Evaldi outs at plus 105. So here and why, guys, this is Darvish get back days. They don't come often, but we have one today. Since last season, Darvish has seen 7 games like he did last week, giving up more than 4 earned runs. Well, Darvish get back days are a real thing, fellas. He's 7-0 to the over, 18.5 outs, averaging 7 innings a start and 1 earned run to game, guys. I also put a half unit on the Nationals team total under 3.5 at the minus 120 mark. As like I said, guys, Darvish had 7 games in the past 40, averaging 1 earned run a game, going 7 innings deep, guys. This is get back day for one of the premier pitchers in the league. So doubled up on a little bit of Hugh Darvish. Yeehaw! 50 live, 40 likes, guys. You guys rock, bro. I don't even have to complain. And instead of complaining, let's talk about a K-prop we do have an over on, guys. And that's our freaking Mount Rushmore, baby. That's probably the top dude on the Mount Rushmore right now. And that's number 8 in the black book, Spencer Strider, versus the Dodgers, my Dodgers. This year, Strider's got a 41.5 K percentage and an 8.7 walk percentage. Opening line 8 plus minus 140 on DraftKings. Closing line is 8 plus minus 116 on FanDuel. PrizePicks has him at a flat 9, whereas earned runs under over are at 1.5. Projected lineup for your or my Doyers, 5 righties, 4 lefties, K per 9 this year, 16 K per 9 at home, 14.1 on the road, 16.3 versus the left-handed side, and a cool 13.8 K per 9 versus the right-handed side. Old Mick Strider is that dude, E-I-E-I-O. So, yeah, let's talk about why we like our guy and why we're going to be on the over 8.5. Now we get one of the premier strikeout pitchers, guys, in the game versus a team who does not strike out. Well, as my boy Trey be saying, hold my fucking beer. The Dodgers have been a team, guys, where over K props have gone to die versus right-handed pitchers. Well, guys, I've also talked about knowing my team and what they struggle with. And man, do they struggle with a guy who throws high velocity. Since Freddie Freeman joined the Dodgers, we have adopted the Freddie Freeman way of hitting. And that's if we give up one pitch, we can get to the rest of the pitches, guys. And that one pitch that they give up on is that 4-seam high velocity. And when we look through, what does freaking Spencer Strider throw? He throws his 4-seam fastball and actually has a 40% strikeout percentage with it. So he's not afraid to come at you in strikeout counts, guys, where you're not going to get the Dodgers to go fishing. Not often, guys, but you will get them to go hunting some high heat, guys. And that's exactly what we've got with this man in a spot, guys, where we get a decent juiceable bet, because guess what? This is where overs have gone to die from right-handed pitchers, guys. And yeah, give me him 8.5. I got in at minus 129, guys, and it's one of those spots that I really want to hammer. They don't come around often where we get a guy who should just straight out and dominate. Well, Sharpie, he played them last year. He went 6 innings and only had 7 strikeouts. Well, he also had 0 earned runs throughout that, guys. So what happened is he dominated these Dodgers. He dominated these Dodgers as a only strictly 2-pitch pitcher, guys, as a fastball slider type of guy. Now, if we go look at what he's throwing this year, it's still predominantly those two, but he's throwing that changeup now 6% of the time, and he's getting a strikeout on that pitch at an absurd like 60% when he does use it, guys. So he's using it to put people away. He's using it in counts where you do not expect him to use it, guys. So he trusts that pitch. He is a 3-pitch pitcher who uses that changeup as a straight punchy pitch now, guys. So eventually you'll see it go up to that 10% mark. And is what it is, guys. Old Mick Strider, guys, what did he have? Old Mick Strider had a K. And on his farm, he had a Betts, Muncie, and Freeman. So, yeah, guys, Freddie Freeman, welcome back, but take a seat and watch the next best thing since peanut butter and jelly. Spencer Strider over 8.5 for your boy. 15 minutes, guys, before the show, they moved Senga to tomorrow. So at the end of all these guys, I will touch on Garrett Cole and Sonny Gray because it's just not right. But I did over an hour worth of work on Senga, but he got pushed back to tomorrow, so we will get at him tomorrow. Shout out to the 60 live, the 40 likes. Smash the like if you like what you're hearing. And let's talk some Yuri Perez, guys, before we talk Garrett Cole. Number 87 in the black book, Yuri Perez at the Rockies. 2023, 40 innings combined between AA and MLB, 34.3 K percentage with a 7.7 walk percentage. Morning line was 5+ at plus 124. He's now at a minus 124, 50 cents of juice onto the over. PrizePicks has him at a 4.5, whereas earned run hits outs are not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup today for your Rockies are 5 lefties and 4 righties. K per 9 this year, only 2 games to go by with super small sample size, but he's dominating righties at a damn near 16 K per 9 compared to less than a strikeout per inning versus the left-handed side. Now, one of my rules, guys, is I do not bet guys who have never pitched in Colorado. We talked about it yesterday with Cabrera and how he's shown he can pitch in thin air. And he went out there and got the 6 we talked about taking him up to in that spot. Now, the spot here by the numbers say no to a K prop. They're not striking out. 5th in batting average and middle of the pack in the power numbers. The only bad thing is, says yes to a K prop, is their measly 6.1 walk percentage over the last 15 days. Well, I'm willing to break my rule, guys, with Yuri Perez, but I need help. And for them to help me out, guys, is they are projecting 5 left-handed bats, and I need at least 5 right-handed bats. As we talked about his small sample size, striking out righties at an absurd 16 K per 9 compared to less than a K per 9 from the left-handed side. Now, one issue, guys, betting on Perez's K props is they seem to be capping this man around the 80 pitch mark. So you need to do your damage early, which is fine with a guy like Perez and his release point on that 6'8" body frame. It's going to take a few times through the order to get that timing down, especially with the velocity that's coming from that rare over the top release point, guys. So definitely a way to take advantage of him in PrizePicks is betting his strikeouts the first 3 innings. First time through the lineup, guys, this guy will always have an advantage. Now, one thing that has me willing to break my rule on Yuri Perez if they give me 5 right-handed bats or more today is the fact that we talked about it yesterday with Cabrera and we talked about it with Hunter Green and whatnot. And that's guys who use a fastball can get this team to strike out. This is a team that doesn't really chase, but if you come at them, and Yuri Perez has thrown his fastball 52% of the time so far on this young career. He can rack them strikeouts up, bro. He ain't looking to get you to go fishing. He's looking to throw strikes, bro, because he knows he's only going 80 pitches, and he wants to be in that discussion for that win, guys. So it would be hard for me to bet win props on a guy who's capped on a pitch mark, and the public's already done got on to him. There's titty cappers that were giving him out his first week talking about his K props at 5. And he had 5 or more in every minor league start this year. So we're going to take it over. So, I mean, then you had guys like me who'd give you a real breakdown. So the fact that everybody and their mom knows about Yuri Perez, there will be Yuri Perez taxes, guys. So I got the plus money. And I didn't bet it. I get why they opened it at plus money is what I'm saying. And the fact is I cannot pull the trigger myself and break my rules unless you give me a reason to. And one of the reasons is 52% fastball this guy has been cannonballing people with. So give me 5 righties, and I'm willing to get my toes in the sand for a half a unit. I cannot go full unit as I am breaking a rule here by going with a guy who's never pitched in the thin air of Colorado. Shout out to the homie, guys, who did send a tip. He wanted me to break down the Garrett Cole and Sonny Gray for him because he knew they weren't on the card. Well, because Senga got canceled, Now I've already got them all breaking down, guys. It's not like it takes me 2 minutes. It literally takes me 20 to 40 minutes on each person to see if I want to bet them. And let's talk GCZ. Garrett Cole, in my opinion, should be a 6.5. But the fact they know the Birds are projected to put out 6 left-handed bats and Cole is at home, they give us a 7.5. Now, past history in this spot says under by going 1-2 to the over last year. But when I checked out the lineups, never did they have more than 5 left-handed bats. The one time that they had 5 right-handed bats was the one time he only had 3 strikeouts, guys. So the positives for Cole in this spot, he is at home, and they're projecting 6 left-handed bats, where that is a disaster to get involved with, in my opinion, on an under when you get those two mixes combined. Now, Cole's spin rate has been down on all of his pitches this year compared to last season, including his vertical drop, guys. So I just stayed off. But depending on the lineups, I could only look under, guys. Like I said, the combo for the over is there. And if they load up righties out the blue, I'll write myself on that under. So depending on lineups, guys, he's either straight stay off for me or under. So yeah, Sonny Gray's the other guy. Sonny, not so gray after the Doyers freaking dicked him down last week. Sonny Gray versus the Giants. Now we all know Gray has been a better pitcher in Minnesota at home than on the road. ERA to strikeout wise going back to last season. And he gets a team, guys, that a lot of our guys have smacked over versus on K props, and that's the Giants. And the problem here with the Giants, and the why I can't just jump straight on Sonny Gray today, is their walk percentage. They have an elite walk percentage versus right-handed pitchers, a la the Dodgers, and they're also top 10 in chase rate, guys, a la the Dodgers, and he couldn't get through 5 innings last week. And the fact, guys, the Giants are projected more left-handed than right-handed bats. If I was to bet a Gray prop here, I would take his outs over 15.5, because for me to see him to get 7 strikeouts today, I'm going to need him to go 6 or more innings. And the fact that it's at 15.5, because he hasn't really gone that deep, would be the way I would attack it here, guys. He needs teams that chase. He needs teams that aren't patient. And by the numbers, this team does not chase, and they're very patient, guys. So they're not hitting. And that's where you can end up getting your K prop by going deep in this one, guys. But the way is figure out what is the best bet. And to me is he's going to need those. He's going to hit his outs before his strikeouts. So I would definitely take Sonny Gray's outs over his K prop or before his K prop. But I am not on that game myself. So if you're just showing up, guys, for the recap, please hit the like button. It does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on The Balking Dead, we started the show with Dylan Cease on a back-to-back versus the best team in the league and not striking out and making contact. And we said goodbye to that. No way, Jose. The only lean to that is to the under, and I let it go. Then we got into Nathan Eovaldi versus the Pirates, and I'm taking his outs over 18.5 at plus 105 versus a team who loaded up 6 left-handed bats, where all of Eovaldi's numbers, but his strikeouts, are much better than the right-handed side. So took advantage of a guy who wants to go deep versus a bunch of guys who he takes advantage of. So give us some Eovaldi over 18.5. Then, guys, we got on Hugh Darvish, and I had to let the 5.5 over go on his strikeouts, but it's a super heavy lean to the over. And if you want it, I could only look that way. I get the 5.5, but I went over 18.5 outs at plus 125. Then we doubled up on Darvish on get back day and put a half unit on the Nationals team total under 3.5 at minus 120. Then we talked about our Mount Rushmore and Spencer Strider over 8.5 versus my Dodgers, the team that don't strike out to righties. Well, hold my beer, as the homie likes to say, and we're on that over 8.5, guys, for Spencer Strider today. Then, guys, they canceled Singa 15 minutes before the show and pushed him off to tomorrow. So we finished with the young phenom himself, Udi Perez, at the Colorado Rockies, guys. And I will be willing to break my first pitch rule if they load up 5, or my first K prop rule versus a Colorado team if they load up 5 right-handed bats, guys. So appreciate you all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth. This is Raider right here. He decided to come over and say hi. Oh, it's because it's G's birthday and he's a Raider fan. So happy birthday, G, Raider says. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, if you haven't, hit the like button on your way out, and let's get to the money on Sharpie Tuesday, not Taco Tuesday. This show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PubSports, and get a match deposit up to 100, minimum of 25 with a one-time rollover on your first deposit. So do us a favor, guys. Helps us a lot when you use those promo codes. Helps us a lot when you smash that like button. And until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show's produced by Big Show Picks and on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say pubbing we be.
Keep firing, assholes!